thank you first of all for being here. I just wanted to, aside from having a good time together, which apparently we do, I just wanted to ask you to just tell me, because Billie, you're a coaching assistant at this master practitioner. So are you guys. So everybody actually in this little group of ours. But I want to ask you, what did you get by being again in the environment of the master practitioner? Because this is the part of NLP that is actually going into the deep stuff. Deep stuff meaning, what people encounter in their lives that represents the real blockages. And no matter how much they struggle with their conscious mind and try to get a grip on it and getting, what am I trying to say? I can handle it. I'm like this every single day, but I can sort of handle it. We know that in the master practitioner, we go beyond that, because there are simple things that we can solve that. But you guys have already gone through this training. You are now in the master trainer program. You are already trainers. So what does it give to you? That's my curiosity and my feedback from you. What did you find most valuable? Just give me some feedback here, please.
Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
I think every time we hear, no matter what training you do, every time you hear differently because of the delete, distort, and generalization that we take each time. And each time we hear it, we're on a different level. So, more comes in and more comes in. And I don't think there will ever be a time when you present it exactly the same way and we hear it exactly the same way. So it's going to be a never-ending, growing, beautiful, like a rosebud opening up. It's just going to continue to give.
Yeah, good point. Now listen, I'm teaching this for a very long time now, and every time I'm teaching it, I'm learning another little detail that I didn't pay attention so much on, or I understood it at the conscious level, but I didn't. That what's to me, and I want to hear from you guys. To me, the whole power of this and why we're learning this new stuff is to be able to apply it and make our lives better. So we're challenged permanently. Every single day something happens, right? It's never the same. And so then how do we tweak it up here? That's the thing. How do we tweak it up here so we deal with that more and more and more, positive in an easier fashion, and things that used to be insurmountable for us all of a sudden become, I can deal with this, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. And it's like this. That's to me. Billie, what's to you?
Yeah, I mean, just going off what Chris said there, like as our filters change, the 126 bits change, right? And, this is my first experience learning directly from you, Adriana, which I feel like I kind of was like, damn, why didn't I come here in the first place, right? But you don't know what you do.
Thank you.
And I don't like, wherever I landed was there for a purpose. And so for me, because I've been focusing a lot on the training, I don't work as much one-on-one, and it's a real good reminder of the bifurcation point. Not only for the students, but for myself, that where am I noticing where my bifurcation point comes in, holy shit, I thought I knew what I knew, but actually I don't know shit. Like, part of my language, like I don't know anything. You know what I mean? Because then when I hear you teach it, I'm like, holy crap, like I thought I had a good solid grip on it, and really I kind of had a little, like through the peephole of it, of the knowledge, and now I'm just like, I've opened the door a little bit more. And so it's this constant reminder that, my neurology is always going to shift, because my filters are going to be constantly shifting as every time I do timeline therapy, we clear some more, we make some more space, and now I can hold more. And just like the students are going through that, was a really good reminder for me that going back to when I took Master Prac, and them having all these, these little mini breakthroughs throughout, not just the main breakthrough, but the prime concerns main breakthrough, these little quantum linguistics breakthroughs, like these business breakthroughs. I think this piece of it is so powerful, because it makes them think outside the box as, I'm just going to be a coach. Oh my gosh, like I can actually live and be successful and actually make a lot of money doing this.
That's the good part, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because when you run a business, you have to think of, okay, I need income in the business, obviously, right? But thank you very much for your kind words. And in my model of the world, in my how I see things, I think that everybody who's teaching NLP and timeline therapy does the planet a great service. Because see, most people don't know what they don't know. They don't know that what they're struggling with can be resolved. And they're reaching out and they're searching. Now, even with AI and everything, they're saying, why are they searching? Because they want something to help them resolve what they're encountering and create a better life for themselves and their families. And then, of course, it branches out, obviously, in the community, right? And so is this search for more, for better, for improving myself in order to, even if only at the unconscious level. So everybody who's teaching this kind of skills is a great help for wherever you are in the world. And sure, we all have our skills, and as you know very well, that's the beauty of it. The body of knowledge is one, and there is no substitute from knowing it well and understanding it well. Of course, you need to know what you're talking about. That goes without saying, right? But then once you become a trainer and you start addressing small groups or bigger groups, doesn't matter, then your individuality, you yourself shine through, and then that becomes yours. And in a way, see this I see this as a whole circle like this, because you learn something, but it doesn't make you into a cookie cutter. It doesn't make you into I'm just gonna copy this. Because you can't be another person. Yes, you can do what another person's doing, but you're still yourself. And that's the beauty of it. That's, to me, that's how I look at it. Geraint, what about you? How are you doing?
Hi, yeah, you doing all right?
So tell me a little bit about exactly the same thing. So you are now in the coaching assistants team, part of the master trainer program, as the two ladies that spoke before. So the question is for you, what is it that's the next level? What brought you here? I mean, what brought you to the level of wanting to become a master trainer? And how is your experience in assisting and coaching the brand new students that are going now through the master practitioner, being your second or maybe third time, I don't know, in the master practitioner?
NLP is something I wanted to do for a long time, and it's given me the insight to look at my life in a different way, how I perform, how I execute, and doing the doing the master practitioner CAing and the practitioner and the hypnosis CAing has given me an insight on how people learn in different ways. And I think that's what's given me, sorry. I've frog in my throat, sorry. So what it's given me is the ability to learn how to communicate differently with all the language patterns and everything we use, and understand how people, in a way, when they come on the training, whilst they want to learn, they're giving themselves reasons not to learn.
Oh, that's a big one. Yep.
They want to advance, but they don't want to punch through that comfort zone barrier. They want the growth, but they're not prepared for the discomfort. And sometimes the discomfort is immense. And the great thing about going through, in my opinion, especially Master Prac, and I think Billie just alluded to it now with the prime concerns breakthrough, with the other breakthroughs, and the main breakthrough that they're going to go through in a few days. There's going to be a lot of mind disturbance for a lot of people, a lot of storms to go through to get through to the other side, and observing those challenges that people go through to get to the other side is interesting. It's rewarding because you can see them growing.
Absolutely, but if I may piggyback a little bit on what you said, it's difficult, again, depending how you approach it. And you're right, most people are they want more, they want something better for themselves, but it's kind of a challenge because I have to step out of my comfort zone. And my comfort zone is what I know already. But I'm stepping into something new every time there is a change. And sometimes life creates changes for us without us asking for it. Change happens all the time, right? But especially when you go, no, okay, so I did everything I know. I want to be there, and you name your goal, objective, or whatever it is. It's a little bit of and indeed it is a discomfort because you have to let go of what prevents you. Why are you not there yet? And there is a lot of unconscious beliefs and decisions and things that we put on ourselves, and we all do it, by the way, because we're all human beings. And then how do you learn, number one, to do it less and to catch yourself when you do it, and then how to have that inner power to step out of your comfort zone into the new with confidence. And what, I don't know, you guys tell me, but my observation year after year after year teaching master practitioners, and people make a mountain out of a little thing, because in their minds, oh my God, how am I going to do this? How am I going to learn this? It's going to be hard. It's going to be arduous. You just need to be willing to step out of your comfort zone. Pretty much that's all there is. Your comfort zone meaning hanging like this, or this is what I know and this is how it is. Or maybe there is another way. And allowing yourself to accept this other way, which, by the way, once you go through it, you realize that it's not that heavy, it's not that arduous, and it's not painful, because we want to make it easy. And that's, to me, the beauty of NLP and timeline therapy, because you don't realize, like, for instance, as you know, we talked about phobias. When a person has a phobia, it's a terrible thing in the moment when they experience it. But then it's almost, dare I say, laughable how easy it is to not do the phobia, because it's just this little technique. And it's like almost nothing, and it's short, and yet people are blown away. I'm not freaking out, and I'm not going out of my wits, and I'm not having this emotional, absolutely incredible fear that I used to have just 10 minutes ago. And that's one of the reasons why I like to do what I do. Because once people discover this, they apply it in their own lives, and then guess what? That the whole life changes.
It's like the anxiety protocol, anxiety is such a what do you
It's a big thing. It's a big thing for people in the world. Yes.
it's got so much weight. And like even like Disney movies, like Inside Out 2, when they introduced, oh, anxiety is the new emotion. Initially, when I saw it, I got so mad because I'm like, why are they teaching children that anxiety is okay? And once I watched the movie, I realized anxiety is serving a purpose just like every other emotion is serving a purpose, as long as you don't let it take hold of you, which is what it did, right? It took hold of you. And so this, like the anxiety protocol we have, Adriana, is like if we could just get the anxiety protocol out to the world, just that one little thing, imagine how much more peaceful people would be. That one little thing.
I know. That's why we're here. But one more thing. So what led you? Because again, I'm curious, because you guys have taken it all the way to the top level, which is master trainer. Yeah, and I know the word master is used for anything today, but really, master trainer is having you be capable to be at several logical levels in thinking, in behavior, in doing things above. So it's kind of like excellence, right? So what led you to be willing to take these steps? And this is the last thing we're going to talk, because probably that's all we have time for. But what led you, what pushed you, what motivated you to take all the steps, becoming a trainer, and then, in the Master Trainer program? Chris?
Really quickly
Oh, Billie, sure.
Really
Sure, go
quickly,
ahead.
what you just said, Adriana, is excellence, right? NLP is about excellence. So why would you not get to the top of your field? If you want to be excellent and you want to teach excellence, then be excellent yourself and get to the top level. And that's kind of where my
Beautiful. Chris?
I think,
Oh, Geraint, go ahead. Yes.
sorry, I think that for me, obviously I can only project that onto my thoughts onto other people, is that when people embark on the initial NLP journey, they realize that there is more to be achieved. There is the potential, and what Billie just said about excellence is that people realize that they're stuck in that comfort zone and they want to break out. And whilst that breakout is difficult to get out of that comfort zone and embrace and enjoy that growth, there is no roadmap in the normal pathway of life, other than maybe ascending through the various levels of your, if you're in employment or if you're an entrepreneur growing your business. But with NLP, because the courses are multi-layered, everybody's learning a little bit at a time, and it's not just like one great boom lump of learning. And I think that every course that you go through, you realize, you can push through those boundaries, you can increase your potential. And when you go through practitioner, you go like, wow, there's different ways of communicating. I understand now why I'm doing what I've been doing and not been getting the results that I want. And then you can change. And as that change comes in, you sort of plateau, and then you spike up again and you plateau. And then you go on to Master Prac. And Master Prac is a whole bucket load of learning and of upsets and challenges that, again, takes you up to that plateau and that rise all the way. And once you've done that and you implement that, you continue to do that. And I think that going through the Master Prac, if I'm correct, that people will embrace new styles of learning, will understand better how people are communicating, can then understand their model of the world better, and help facilitate change in those people. And then when you do trainers training, and you're then taught how to present effectively, efficiently, and professionally, you can use all those skills to help groups change rather than just individuals. And for me, going on doing the Master Trainers program now, that is going to take me to another level. And every ship rises as the tide rises. And as my tide rises and I get better, and then hopefully then I'll be able to pull other people up with me, both as a trainer and as a therapist.
I
I hope
agree.
that makes sense. It's just me ripping away there.
No, absolutely, it makes sense. And you said something very important, is that it's change for you. But the paradox is like this, and we talked about this from the very beginning of the training, is as you work with other people, as you learn how to address professionally, especially nowadays, everybody talks online. Yeah, there is a lot of videos, there is a lot of podcasts, there is a lot of... And then what's the difference between the ones that really attract a lot of audience and the ones that have, like, no matter how long they're there are 10, 15 people or, something. What's the difference? Is the way you present the information, is the way you address the group, is the way how you address their concerns, giving them real solutions, not only something promised out here, but something practical. And that's what, to me, that's what most people want. Something that I can learn now that can serve me now to solve this